6 a.m., another sleepless night. 3 cups of coffee, but I can't clear my head from what went down last night. I know we both have our own little ways, but somehow we keep it together.
You're listening to The Mark Cox Show. Follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/The Mark Cox Show.
You're going to run again?
Yeah. I'm going to run in 2020. For president. What the hell, man? Anyway.
We're going to run with that, sir, you know. You dropped that.
That's okay. That's okay. No, but I've enjoyed every minute of my time here in the Senate.
Just to be clear, were you kidding about running for president in 2020?
I'm not committing not to run. I'm not committing to anything. I learned a long time ago. Don't screw around with me.
Joe Biden threatening to run for president in 2020. How bitter do you think he is that he didn't run this time? He must be double jointed to kick himself in the butt as many times as he has that he didn't run this time. What do you think?
Well, I think with his son dying and it just wasn't the emotional time for them.
I don't buy that.
Sometimes it's timing. It just wasn't the right time.
I think he was scared away by Hillary Clinton. I think that's why he didn't run, and I think he sincerely regretted it once the email thing started, because all the polls they ran showed he would have been the second choice.
So do you think Hillary and the Clintons would have like Vince Fostered him or something?
Maybe he was afraid. It could have been. Because he went
really
home.
Afraid.
He went home that afternoon and he said this to Jill.
Said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here, or walk out, put that double-barrel shotgun, and fire 2 blasts outside the house.
Just in case the Clintons come over. That was his instructions to her, because he was a little worried.
I think you broke news there. I didn't hear that one. Wow.
You didn't know that. See,
No,
I'm just telling you.
Wow.
So he was a little worried, I think.
It could be.
He's not running for president in 2020.
Not at 78 years old. I think time would kind of pass him by.
No.
This was his shot, and unfortunately, I think the family thing really was a big thing.
I would agree that the family thing probably slowed him down, but I still think he had a brief window of opportunity where all of his aides got together and said they were looking really hard at it, and he didn't think he had enough time to raise the money. I think he was intimidated by the Clinton fundraising machine and was afraid that he would be too far behind at that point. But had he gotten in, he'd be president right now. He'd be the president-elect. I believe that.
I don't know. The Trump phenomena, I'm a believer now. I think this thing I think Donald Trump was destined to be president this year.
I believe that Donald Trump won because of who Donald Trump was, and that he motivated his base and a bunch of people who weren't part of the Republican Party to get out and vote. I would agree with that completely. However, I also think Donald Trump won because Hillary Clinton couldn't turn out her base or young people. She couldn't get anybody excited for her other than Huma Abedin and maybe Jill Stein. I mean, I don't know. She couldn't get anybody worked up.
Yeah.
And there was that lack of enthusiasm for her helped him.
Yeah.
So in a race that close, but it's Biden on the other side, he would have said a few stupid things over the course of the race. But he's got to be kicking himself.
Because it is the big story that the media really doesn't want to cover is Donald Trump won because Democrats, blue-collar Democrats in Pennsylvania and Ohio and Wisconsin and voted for him. They switched over and voted for him. That is, and maybe Joe Biden would have kept those voters. And the millennials really didn't come out, and they were kind of excited about Joe. So you may have a point there.
He might have. I don't know. Let's talk about Secretary of State for a minute. Let me get your thoughts on that, because I've heard, and I've got a report here from MSNBC, whatever credibility you give that to, claiming that John Huntsman is on the outs as a Secretary of State choice. And help me find that bite You got it? All right, Liz.
New developments this morning in Donald Trump's search for a Secretary of State. Sources familiar with Trump's thinking tell Morning Joe that former Governor John Huntsman is not in serious contention to lead the State Department and never was. The sources also say that retired General David Petraeus no longer a serious candidate either. And former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is fading as a candidate for the nomination as well.
So that's MSNBC reporting on it. What's your thought? Did you have any take on Huntsman?
I'm still going to stick with what I said before, that I think Mitt Romney is going to probably be the choice. As we know, the Trump people are all about loyalty, and Huntsman was actually a supporter of Trump at first. But then when that Access Hollywood tape came out, Huntsman started distancing himself from him, and I think that may have doomed him. Petraeus, good man, good soldier, but the whole leaked, the classified documents to his girlfriend is going to mess him up.
I think you're right about that. So speaking of which, that is our Twitter poll for today, sponsored by the Hair Salon for Men. Did I mention that? Discussion about the Secretary of State heating up. We want to know, who should Donald Trump pick? Not who do you think he will pick, but who should he pick? And we've got a pretty tight race right now. We were only allowed to put 4 names on this. We had to narrow it down. Okay. So we got Mitt Romney, John Huntsman, Rudy Giuliani, and John Bolton as the 4 names on our list. Who do you think he should pick? And we've still got close to 2 hour and a half left for you to go make your pick on this. Go to @TonyColumbo971 or @MarkCox971. We have both retweeted this, and I believe we also did here on the 97.1 Twitter page.
Who's leading?
I don't want to give that away.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
it's close right now between Giuliani and Bolton.
A guy is leading.
A guy.
I would be very curious if Bolton is the one that's leading, and Giuliani. I would be very curious to know because Rand Paul has a lot of fans in the audience, I'm sure, and Rand Paul has threatened to block Giuliani or Bolton.
I know.
So I would love to know. What are their thoughts on that, people that are for Bolton?
Well, let's put it this way. If this was Pennsylvania and these two were running, Jill Stein would demand a recount. That's how close it is right now. Okay. So if you have an opinion, get on there and vote in our Twitter poll.
That's a teaser.
I'm just telling you. You got to do that. And we'll have the results coming up today.
I may
a little later. You should go vote.
I never have voted.
Oh, you've never voted in the Twitter poll? I get on here every week and I tell people, go to @CARPS and follow you on Twitter, and you've never voted in our Twitter poll?
You know what? And that was something I was going to do when I guest hosted. I was going to throw out a plug for my Twitter
poll.
Because I don't engage in Twitter all that much. My Facebook page and my Twitter page are connected, so when I post on Facebook, it goes on to Twitter, but I normally just don't go to Twitter and start engaging because it's hard for me to get my thoughts out and have Twitter wars with people in 140 characters.
Somebody said to me last night that Twitter, I might have been our basketball coach. I think he said Twitter is becoming irrelevant. The young kids are ignoring it. They're on to Instagram or whatever else. And the older people that have been using it are losing interest in it, and it's dying. I don't know if Twitter is dying or not. I don't know enough about it. I know that I'm only generally on Facebook and Twitter if I'm going to post something. Do you have any feel for that?
As long as Periscope is as hot as it is, Twitter will be fine because Twitter owns Periscope.
Jason Church, a little input here?
Here's my opinion on the whole thing. I have never been a fan of Twitter, Instagram, or any of that kind of stuff because if I'm going to put a thought down, I don't think I need to be limited to, 140 characters or a picture.
Exactly.
Okay.
And like I said, I have just found it too frustrating because people want to get into dialogues with you on Twitter, and it's like, I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it's fun sometimes. Because sometimes you're forever finding liberal trolls who want to get on there and attack you. There's plenty of them. Plenty of them. They got nothing else to do. They're bouncing off the walls. Tom, welcome into the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Mark. Great show. Hi,
thank
Chris.
You.
Great show. Thank you. Hey, what I was going to say was I like Rand Paul, and I actually supported him in the primary, but then I supported Trump when he won wholeheartedly. But I think our foreign policy has been the same for decades and decades and decades, and I think a little change wouldn't be bad. So I understand why Rand Paul wouldn't like Bolton. He's too hawkish, and Giuliani I might be able to go for, but people are sick of wars and killing, and we need to take care of ourselves first, I think, and get other people to pay for it.
Would you believe though that Donald Trump probably agrees with you? I mean, you supported him in the election. Do you think that he's more likely to come down on that side of it, based on his comments about Iraq?
Yeah, probably, but I'm not sure. Donald Trump is his own man, and I think he believes things, but then I also think there's the security thing, which I'm for too. I want security for our country, but I don't want to go to war all the time and bomb people. I'm just tired of that. I think a lot of people are.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, thanks for the call.
You're welcome.
As long as he pulls a Drago from Rocky and says, "I will crush you to ISIS," I'm happy.
I think we're all sick of wars. I'm Republicans, people that are for a strong foreign policy aren't war heavy, but no one has told Al Qaeda and ISIS that we're sick of war. They're still fighting.
Correct. So. We must crush them. I'll get back to that. Thank you. I've been working on that for years.
Rocky 3 is one of my favorite all-time
My
movies.
wife hounds me. She says, if there's a Rocky movie on, you're watching it. I'm like, I know. I can't help myself. I'm addicted to it.
I am too.
Chris Arps, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
We're going to talk to former Senator Jim Talent coming up in the next hour. We're going to give away a couple of GNR tickets as well. Don't miss it. Chris Arps is pointing to himself. You're going to have to leave and call in, mister. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back in just a minute.
This hour of the Mark Cox Show brought to you by Naputi Wellness. Catch Dr. Eric every Sunday at 3 on Wellness Matters. NaputiWellnessCenter.com.
All right, the time is now if you have even ever entertained the idea of refinancing your house. And why is that? Because my friends over at Golden Oak Lending say the rates are as low as they've been. They've still got rates in the 2s, right? And I'm telling you what, you'd have to qualify for that, of course, but let's assume that you've got a rate in the 3s somewhere. You could still save money. So the equity's up in your house a little bit. You could take some money out, maybe consolidate some bills or pay off some debt, or maybe you just would like to skip a couple of months of house payments and think of what you could do with that cash. Maybe you could pay off some bills with it. Whatever you need to do, they can help you consolidate debt or eliminate mortgage insurance at Golden Oak Lending. Call them at 314-567-GOLD, 567-4653. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Their NMLS number 114937.
Starting this Thursday at 8 a.m. and for 2 days only, it's the Second Chance online auction at BidOnlineSTL.com. Get 50 and 80% off, guaranteed, on brand new items from FM News Talk 97.1 advertisers. Save big on a home security system from Barcom Security, gift certificates from Randy's Jewelry, beds and bedroom sets from the Bedroom Store, speakers from the Sound Room, and more. Bidding on all items start at 80% off. Buy any item right away at 50% off. Don't miss out. It's for 2 days only and starts this Thursday at 8 a.m. at BidOnlineSTL.com. That's BidOnlineSTL.com.
Looking for a dentist that provides personalized care and amazing results? Well, look no further. Hi, I'm Dr. Stacy Ochoa here from Precision Dental. From one-day crowns to orthodontics, we combine our expertise with compassion and evaluate each case so our patients receive results they deserve. We believe dental care should be available for everyone and offer a savings plan with no deductible or waiting period to provide affordable dental care for those without insurance. Located in Imperial, call us at 636-461-2255 or visit myprecisiondental.com.
Identity theft is more than credit fraud. It's when someone opens new accounts, files fake tax returns, or does any number of bad things in your name. LifeLock can help with proprietary technology that alerts you to a huge range of identity threats. And while no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, if you have a problem, we have a team of US-based